You want to push me aside so you can get in front of me? Well, go right ahead, because I'm not that anxious to get there. This is my favorite quote from a movie called The Truman Show, and this is the start of a new mini-series that I'm going to be doing here on this channel. It's something I've been thinking about doing for a really long time on my main Nihongo Gamer channel, but it just never fit. I could never find a way to slide it in. But this quote, "I'm not that anxious to get there," really speaks to me. And there are so many other quotes from other movies, so definitely stay tuned for more videos in this series. But the reason I want to talk about this quote is because I can't get away from it. It just happens almost every single day. At some point, someone will be driving right up behind my car, even though I'm driving at the speed limit, which is the legal speed that you're supposed to be driving, or someone will drive around me super fast, or someone will walk past me on an escalator, or someone will be in a hurry to do something like pay up and drive off to go somewhere else. And so often I feel like I'm in a position where someone is in a rush, and for some reason they need to make me feel in a rush as well. Either they push me out of the way, or they just brush right past in a sort of "I'm really busy" and they want everyone to know manner. And it just happens to me so often that I say it in my head as it's happening: "You first. I'm not that anxious to get there." Now, the truth is, I actually had the quote slightly incorrect in my mind. I thought the quote was, "I'm not in a hurry to get there," but I just checked on my Netflix account. I just clicked on The Truman Show to double check the quote. He actually says, "Oh no, you first. I'm not that anxious to get there." And I think it's still relevant. The word isn't hurry, it's actually anxious, but that is the essence of what I'm not feeling. The anxiety or pressure or any kind of requirement and need to rush and do things at the same speed that other people are doing them. And it makes me feel happy every single time that it happens. Every time someone is rushing off somewhere, I'm like, well, do whatever you want. I'm not in a hurry, so I'll just go at my own pace. The only thing is that this can often be to my detriment. Now, I think it's mostly a good thing to not be in a hurry and not be rushed just because everyone else in the world is in a rush. Like, everyone's in a rush to get more likes on their Instagram posts, or everyone's in a rush to get more subscribers and views on their videos and get as much clout as possible in their video gaming scenes. I just go along at my own pace, and I can see where that probably just pisses people off, because they're used to pressuring people into doing what they want them to do. So when they come up against this kind of blockade, which is kind of what I consider myself to be, it must just be really annoying. And I don't want to be annoying. It's just, this is how I am. You can't push me and pressure me to make videos that I don't want to make. You can't pressure me to stream a game that I don't want to play. You can't give me your anxiety to be famous on Twitter or have like the most viral tweet or anything. But I do think that it can be detrimental to me, and the main one is other people are rushing, usually for a reason. And although most of the time, the reasons, in my opinion, aren't really justified. In other situations, it's money, career, and life-wise that certain things need to happen by a certain point. Like, you need to figure out your rental situation or your house situation. You need to figure out when you're going to get a car. When are you going to start payments on that car? When are you going to start your career? When are you going to get a promotion? When are you going to get more money so that you can actually do the other thing, like buying the car? These are things that I just happily plod along at my own pace until I realize I'm too late, and that I needed to start various things months ago, weeks ago, years ago, forms that I should have filled in a long time ago, and everyone knew how to do it, but I was just like, yeah, I'll just do it whenever I feel like it. It's kind of just because it's a bad habit. I usually don't do things until someone tells me, you're already late with this thing, and then I'll be like, okay, well, I didn't even know it was a thing. I'll do it right now. So in no way am I saying that my way of being is the right way. In fact, in many ways, I think it's one of my biggest weaknesses and something that I'm constantly struggling with and trying to rectify and fix, basically. But you see it even in The Truman Show. If you're not familiar with the movie, it's about a guy who discovers like his whole world is not exactly what he thought it was. I won't explain the story in case you haven't seen it, but right at the start of the movie, he's definitely feeling like there's something different about him to everyone else. And in the rest of the movie, they explain exactly what that is. But in a non-spoiler way, he's actually just also suffering with the fact that he's not able to get on board with the whole life thing. Everyone's telling him that he needs to settle down, that he needs to marry someone, that he needs to continue on at his dead-end job because that's the most security that he's going to have in order to buy the things that he doesn't really want to buy, but people are telling him that he needs to buy these things. And Truman really just wants to do things in his own way, at his own pace. He wants to be an explorer, go places that no one else has ever gone. And maybe it's because I watched this movie at a young age that I've ended up this way. Maybe if I kind of accepted that Truman is not like a role model, but he's someone I really identified with. Like, I feel out of place in my environment. I don't feel the same pressure that everyone feels to do the things that everyone else needs to do. Because annoyingly, I just don't want the things that a lot of other people want. But as a result, it means I get left behind for a lot of things that would actually benefit me, things that I needed to do earlier in terms of getting my career on track, getting more money to buy the things that I need to have. But I think at the end of the day, it's just a trade-off that I'm happy to have. Yes, I won't have all the same job securities that a lot of my peers have. Yes, I won't have the same money invested that a lot of my peers have invested in things like housing and real estate that they can rent out and make more profit off. It's all smart stuff, but I didn't feel the pressure to do those things. And now I'm just accepting the trade-off, is that I don't have the things that my friends have. But luckily, I don't feel bad about it. Yes, I recognize that there are a lot of things that I don't have, but I'm not unhappy. I can still find, I think the important thing is that I can still find happiness with only the resources that I do have. And the trade-off was that I had more freedom and I felt less pressured at all stages of my life. And on the flip side, I actually think that feeling this way, not being anxious to get there, not being anxious to do the things that you feel anxiety about doing, I feel like it's been overall a good thing for me, mostly because of the pressure that you feel in the current modern day society filled with social media. It's absolutely crazy how much pressure people have on themselves to do crazy things. The most recent one is YouTube actually suggests to people to make short videos. Now, I think it's very obvious, and you don't have to be a genius to see this, but people having tiny, short attention spans, being addicted to their phones, and then flicking over without even having a choice of what they watch next. It's just like you have to just flick and watch things in a linear way because the system and the algorithm is just feeding you all this short, tiny attention span content that will be viewed in a viral way. They're manufacturing viralness by making it, so short that it kind of has to go viral eventually. Not all the content, but certain content that gets made. And they keep fueling this machine more and more until recently they've actually said you can monetize your channel not with just 4,000 hours of watch time on, proper videos, but if you do shorts, then only those shorts count. But if you can get 10 million views, then your channel can be monetized. 10 million is a big number. It's not impossible to do because of the way that shorts videos go viral. But 10 million, you do need to go at least semi-viral. And how do you do that? By doing something crazy. And generally when I say the word crazy, something dangerous. People like to see stuff that is kind of insane or mad, like, whoa, I just saw something insane, like, someone getting I hate how this happens, but when you turn on the YouTube app or when you're on Twitter, these short 30-second to 1-minute videos, it tends to be people falling down and getting hurt, and no one even knows where the video came from because it's been stolen from somewhere else. So I feel like the shorts video format really encourages people to do dangerous stunts, and it also encourages people to just steal because honestly, it's the most efficient way to get a huge number of views on something that people don't even have time to fact check. A video that's 10 minutes long, it's really obvious when that video is not yours. But when it's like a minute, it's just like, I don't even know what was in that video. It was so shaky. I couldn't even tell who shot the video or where it came from or whether it's been had the watermark like cropped out or whatever. It's so difficult to find out where the original came from these days. What I'm trying to say is that not everything about social media is bad. Obviously, I have a channel, and that's thanks to social media. So I like various aspects of it. But there's a lot about YouTube. There's a lot about Twitch streams, and there's a lot about videos and posts on Twitter that I don't like. And that's why I made this channel, because I feel like YouTube is a very powerful place to have meaningful discussions and to share information. And this is a video that I plan to make in the future, but something that social media does is they really train you to do things for rewards, like being verified. And I posted a tweet lately where I specifically made the point that if you're a young creator, try to avoid doing things just for the reward, because verification is one of those things that they gave out to everyone, and they made people work really hard to get verified on Twitter, and then just like that, they took it away. And so for reasons very much like that, I'm really happy that I'm able to have a channel like this. YouTube makes it possible to have a platform and actually get views on stuff that you think is actually of value, something that you think is a contribution to the world. Not always like a good contribution. A lot of people might hate it and disagree with it, but it is a contribution nonetheless. I think that's the best that a person can do, is make something that they think has value. Anyway, I'll discuss that more in a future video, but the point that I'm trying to make is that there's a lot of pressure on people to do dangerous stunts and just steal and just reach the lowest common denominator just for that attention. And I feel like Truman in The Truman Show. Every time I see stuff like post shorts until you get 10 million views, or go viral on a tweet on Twitter, or get like 6 trillion likes on Instagram and get featured on the homepage of Instagram, I'm so happy that in those situations, I can look at those things and go, oh no, you first. I'm not that anxious to get there. Because, quite frankly, I'm not that anxious to get there, because I don't know where there is. I'm looking ahead at where these people are trying to land, in terms of like internet stardom and viralness. I'm like, what would you do? What are you going to do when you get there? And by the way, I can kind of speak from experience on this, because I made a tweet. I mean, I've had various tweets that have gone like, semi-viral, but I had like that main one tweet when I posted an image of Sailor Moon drawing on a Wacom tablet, drawing a picture of herself on a Wacom tablet. It was kind of cascading. And that was my viral moment. I fully experienced what it was like to go viral, and then for it to end, and for it to not really mean anything apart from the fact that it went viral. Whoopee. I didn't get like 6 million followers or anything. People didn't trust me as a skilled artist or anything. It was just, I'm that guy who made a picture of Sailor Moon drawing herself on a Wacom tablet. It's kind of funny. It was viral, but whatever. Nothing happens after that. You just need to figure out what you're going to do afterwards, which gives meaning to your life and to the tasks that you undertake, which is one of the reasons why I just don't chase being viral at all. If something does go viral, it does give me a great big dopamine hit watching all those likes and retweets come in. But after that, I'm like, whatever. I'm not going to try and repeat that success again, because I know that it doesn't really bring you any joy, like not long-lasting joy. So anyway, that is it for this first episode of this mini-series of quotes from movies that made me. And the quote from today was from The Truman Show. Oh no, you first. I'm not that anxious to get there. But I am anxious to get as many likes on this video as possible. So please click the like button, comment below, and let me know what you want me to talk about in the future, because I'm collecting all of your ideas into a list, and many of them acting on immediately and turning them into videos, because I love discussing this stuff and then talking about it in the discussion area, in the comments section below. So leave a comment with ideas. Tell me what you think about this quote. If you've seen Truman Show yourself, and did you like this quote, and did you like this movie, and did you like any other quotes from this movie or other movies? Let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And this is the movie. This is the movie. This is the video you should watch next. It's not from this miniseries because this is the first episode, but I'm sure you're going to love it. Anyway, that's all for today. I've really enjoyed making this video, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.